Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel dito sa Seryosong Usapan with Kuya Jun. Ang ating topic ko sa ngayon at ang pag-uusapan ay itong iniasta ni BP Sara sa hindi niya take ng oath dito sa uh, ginanap na initial deliberation and preliminary determination on asserting the power of the force dito sa Congress. At sa kabila nun, sa hindi niya pag-take ng oath, isang ano na yun, isang kabastusan na yun o isang pangbabastos mo sa Kongreso, lalo na dito sa committee na to. At sa kabila nun, ito naman si Marcoleta ay halatado naman yung galawan niya na talagang pinagtatakpan niya or kinakampihan niya itong si BP Sara. At yun nga, dapat sana nandyan siya para busisihin kasi isa naman siya sa mambabatas or legislator na magtatanong at bubusisi dito sa naging confidential pa nitong or dito sa Office of the Vice President na inisyuan ng notice of disallowance ng COA. So, imbis na isa tong si Marcoleta na magtatanong, dun sa ginawa niya, pinagtanggol pa niya itong si BP Sara. Kaya pakinggan ho natin ang kanilang sagutan ni Congresswoman Luistro. At tsaka ho natin siya bibigyan ng seryosong usapan.
Yun po ay birthright. Yun po is inherent right of Congress. And let me make of record, the office of the Vice President, to my mind, did not undermine the power of the force. When she personally came in the first hearing and presented herself, including the budget by way of a PowerPoint presentation, she made a presentation, Mr. Chair. And after that, she made a categorical statement that she said, I forgo, Madam Chair, I forgo my opportunity to defend the budget of the Office of the President by way of question and answer, and instead I leave it to the discretion of the House of Representatives on their decision to decide on the proposal as presented. This is a very respectful answer. Mr. Chair, I did not find any offensive remark in that particular statement. She gave the entire House of Representatives the entire discretion, the entire right to decide on the proposal she presented before us. Why would we blame her for saying that she disrespected Congress? No, sir. I think it was triggered by the fact that questions were asked in relation to the confidential and intelligence funds. To my mind, Mr. Chair, these particular funds were subjected to a notice of disallowance. But the notice of disallowance by its nature, by its very nature, Mr. Chair, is contestable. It is appealable. It is yet to be explained. And initially, as explained by the representative of COA, the notice of disallowance suffered by way of supporting documents, by way of non-compliance with certain requisites. What if the Vice President is able to provide all the supporting documents? What if finally she is able to come up with the requisites required in order for you to consider that all these funds are eventually allowable and they are not disallowed? And chances are she may be able to do that. Hindi po final judgment ang notice of disallowance. As a matter of fact, based on COA's own representation the other day, the Vice President received the notice of disallowance only on August 24, 2024, which means, Mr. Chair, the Vice President has 6 months within which to reply and make an answer. That is correct, Madam COA. So, 6 months is up to February 2025. We should give her all the allowance. We should all give her the time. Because 6 months is 6 months. So why are we rushing to make a judgment? As a matter of fact, as I have already initiated earlier, Mr. Chair, when you said that anything we can discuss in this committee provided it is of public interest, and you said that intelligence funds and confidential funds are public interest, but I said because of our own rules, we should make a prior and preliminary determination that is directly and principally connected to malfeasance, misfeasance, or non-feasance. We have not made that determination. How can we now begin questioning whether or not the intelligence funds covered by an initial notice of disallowance is already directly and principally connected with non-feasance or misfeasance or malfeasance? Madam COA, how many agencies of government today are subjected to notice of disallowance? Do you have a number? How many agencies today?
With all due respect to the
That is a question I will leave, and I will terminate my manifestation, Madam.
Yes, but I would like to respond.
This is still my time.
Yes, but I would like to respond to your manifestation, Congressman Marcoleta.
Parliamentary
Let
inquiry,
me-
Mr. Chair. Parliamentary inquiry.
What is the parliamentary inquiry of the
I would
Honorable
like to
Abante?
ask the Honorable Marcoleta, is he rebuking this committee?
What is the question, Mr. Chair?
Are you rebuking this committee?
Why am I supposed to rebuke the committee? I am
You
not.
have been saying things for a while.
What?
You have been rebuking this committee.
You are saying that?
We're not blaming the Vice President on this.
I
Honorable
asked the question.
Marcoleta, we
I
are
asked the
not
question.
blaming
The right to defend.
Move to suspend.
So, yun ho ang nangyari sa ginanap na deliberation dito sa determination on asserting the power of the purse dito sa Congress. So, lumalabas na itong si Congressman Marcoleta, pinagtatakpan niya itong na-issue notice of disallowance dito sa Office of the Vice President. Ang tinutukoy niya, meron naman daw 6 month pa or 180 days ang OBP para sagutin yung notice of disallowance. ayon sa kanya, bakit daw pinupersa itong ah, itong Office of the Vice President tungkol dito sa kanyang confidential fund. So, ibig sabihin ni Marcoleta, hindi na kailangan tanungin dahil meron pa namang ilang months para sagutin ng OBP itong notice of disallowance na inisyo ng COA. Parang yun ang gustong palabasin ni Marcoleta. So, ibig sabihin, obvious na pinapamura niya itong si VP Sara na doon sa nakaraang budget hearing ng OBP, sinasabi niya yung sagot ni VP Sara ay respectful daw, na napaka-respectful daw yung sagot yung isinagot ni VP Sara dun sa naunang hearing or sa budget hearing ng OBP. Talagang doon mo nakita na nakuha pa niya ang talagang very respectful daw yung yung sagot ni VP Sara dun sa nakaraang unang budget hearing sa OBP. Paano magiging respectful? Bastos nga na yun at yun ang palagi niyang isinasagot. Kahit simpleng tanong lang, yun ang paulit-ulit na sinasagot niya. So, paano mo masasabing napaka-respectful yung sagot na yun, Congressman Marcoleta? Ano ka din bias ka rin Nandiyan ka sa Congress, bahagi ka dyan sa mambabatas na yan, na ang inyong mandato ay para busisiin ang budget ng anumang agency ng or government agency. Trabaho ninyo yan So, bakit lumalabas na ikaw na dapat gampanan mo yung trabaho mo ay sinasalungat mo kumbaga yung trabaho mo na dapat mong gampanan. Wala namang problema doon kung ipapaliwanag lang ni VP Sara kung saan nagamit yung halaga na inisyuhan ng notice of disallowance. Anong problema doon? Wala namang problema, at saka siguro hindi naman lalaki ng ganyan yan kung sasagutin lang niya ng maayos kung saan niya ginamit yung confidential fund na yun, na ayon sa COA ay parang nagamit siya sa hindi dapat. So, ang pinupunto mo, Marcoleta, ay yung pagkakataon o yung oras na maraming oras pa na ang OBP para sagutin yung confidential fund na na-issuean ng notice of disallowance. Yun ang pinagbabasihan mo eh. Bakit hindi na lang sagutin ni BP Sara kung talagang saan niya ginamit? Hindi naman pinagbabawal sa batas na na hindi na kailangan tanungin yung notice of disallowance ng OBP dahil marami pa namang oras para sagutin yun. Hindi naman yun ang hindi naman yun ang sinasabi ng batas, or hindi naman yun yung trabaho nyo dyan sa Kongreso na antayin nyo pa hanggang sagutin ni Bibi Sara yung katanungan tungkol dyan sa notice of disallowance. Para mas maliwanag siguro, pakinggan natin itong sinabi ni Congresswoman Luistro para maliwanagan din to si Marcoleta. Naturingan ka pa namang mambabatas o isa ka dyan sa membro ng committee yan. Tinanggal ka yata dahil sa iba yung galawan mo But anyway, pakinggan mo natin tong sagot naman ni Congresswoman Luistro.
Respond to the manifestation of the Honorable Marcoleta. Let me cite Camora.
No way.
What happened?
I just got a message saying that I want to give away.
For what?
Any representative from COA? Yes,
One is procurement and second is liquidation. In response to solicit reversal,
for legislative purpose. So, yun lamang po. With this, I would like to give the ilang minuto. Ma'am, you still have 1 more minute.
Ito yung
Mr. Chair, in
naman
response to the Honorable
sagot naman
Marcoleta,
ni
his representation did not
Congressman
say
Luistro.
that the OVP is questioning the power of the Congress. However, Mr. Chair, I wish to state for the record, how else will you interpret her refusal to answer? How else will you interpret her refusal to take an oath? I think, Mr. Chair, the only reasonable interpretation on her gestures is that she refused to participate in the investigation or inquiry in aid of legislation that we are conducting. Secondly, Mr. Chair, about the notice of disallowance, we take cognizance of the fact that this is not yet final and executory. As a matter of fact, the COA commented that the OVP has a period of 180 days, equivalent to 6 months, to solicit to make an appeal for the purpose of seeking for a possible reversal of the ND. However, Mr. Chair, kapag ba may ND, bawal na bang malaman ito ng publiko? Kapag ba may ND, bawal na bang imbestigahan ito? And it is on this light that I invoke that public office is a public trust, and at all times, we are accountable to the Filipino people. In response to his comment about the possibility of the ND being reversed, I think I made a manifestation already in the last budget briefing of the DepEd, if in the event that the ND is reversed, in spite of having this inquiry already, the COA is not precluded. The COA is not prevented from sharing to the Filipino people that the OVP was able to justify, and therefore we are reversing the ND. In conclusion, Mr. Chair, I wish to emphasize that there is no law which prevents the Congress, which prevents the COA from discussing, deliberating on the subject matter of the notice of disallowance. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Can I still have a question?
So, napakalinaw yung sinabi ni Congresswoman Luistro. Wala namang batas na nagbabawal na pag-usapan ang tungkol sa notice of disallowance. So kung masagot man yan ng OBP o ma-reverse na yung notice of disallowance, ay wala namang kaso yun, o wala namang batas na para hindi i-disclose ng COA. Kaya yung sa sinasabi ni Congresswoman Luistro, walang batas na ipinagbabawal na i-disclose yung notice of disallowance. Kahit na masagot man yan o ma-reverse man yan ng Office of the Vice President. So, yun, buti na lang at least meron din kongresista na sumagot dito sa patukoy ni Congressman Rodante tungkol dito sa notice of disallowance. So parang inililigaw ni Congressman Marcoleta kung ano ba ang dapat na totoo patungkol dito sa notice of disallowance. So, yun lang ho. At sana na liwanagan ho natin o naliwanagan din ng karamihan ang patungkol sa notice of disallowance. Wala namang problema yun kung sasagutin lang ng maayos ni VP Sara. Bakit hindi niya masagot-sagot? Anong meron? At malakas ang loob niya na kahit hindi na lang daw siya bigyan ng budget nitong 2025. So anong ibig niyan sabihin? Yung confidential fund na yun na nakaraan, hindi na pwede pag-usapan, kumbaga. Ganun-ganun na lang yun. Yung ba ang gustong mangyari ni VP Sara. Kaya malakas ang loob niya na kung ayaw niyo akong bigyan ng budget, di wag. So, ibig sabihin hanggang doon na lang para sarado ng usapan. Yung mga nakaraang budget niya tungkol dyan sa confidential fund ay wag nang pag-usapan. Parang ganun ang gustong palabasin ni VP Sara. So, yun lang. At yun nga, itong galawan ni Congressman Marcoleta obvious na pumapanig siya dito kay VP Sara na wala naman sa mandato ng trabaho niya. Kaya, yun, hanggang dito na lang po tayo at sana naintindihan din ho natin ang patungkol dito sa tinatawag na notice of disallowance. Okay, hanggang dito na lang at maraming salamat. Thank you for watching and see you next time. God bless.